I'm about to tell you something that most people completely misunderstand. The loudest person in the room often looks the most confident, but the quietest person is usually the one controlling the outcome. Think about that. Why do so many highly successful people speak less, observe more, and somehow end up winning? The answer has almost nothing to do with shyness and everything to do with psychology. Imagine walking into a meeting. One person immediately starts talking. They interrupt, they explain everything they know, they want everyone to notice them. Across the table, another person barely says a word. Most people assume the first person is smarter, but when the meeting ends, it's the quiet person whose idea gets approved. Why? Because your brain confuses confidence with competence. It's a shortcut called the confidence bias. We naturally believe people who speak loudly and quickly know more than they actually do. But truly intelligent people know something that most people don't. Every word you say gives away information. Your opinions, your emotions, your weaknesses, your intentions. The more you talk, the more predictable you become. The less you reveal, the more people have to guess. And human beings are strangely uncomfortable with uncertainty. That's why mysterious people often seem more powerful than they really are. Have you ever noticed that the person who says the least often becomes the center of attention anyway? It's because silence creates curiosity.
Our brains hate unfinished puzzles. When someone doesn't explain themselves, we instinctively try to figure them out. Without realizing it, we're giving them our attention. Now, here's where it gets even more interesting. Silence isn't only changing how others see you, it's changing what you notice. While everyone else is busy preparing their next sentence, quiet people are collecting information. They're watching facial expressions. They're noticing who interrupts whom, who's nervous, who's lying, who's trying too hard. Most conversations have two layers: the words people say and the emotions hiding underneath them. The loud person usually hears the first layer. The quiet observer catches both. Think about a poker game. The best player isn't the one talking the most. They're watching every blink, every hesitation, every tiny change in someone's face. Life works the same way. People reveal themselves constantly, but only if you're quiet enough to notice. Now, don't misunderstand this.
Being quiet doesn't automatically make someone intelligent. Some people stay silent because they're afraid. Others stay silent because they have nothing to say. That's not what we're talking about. Real silence comes from confidence. It's the confidence of knowing you don't need to prove yourself every minute. Have you ever met someone who constantly reminds everyone how smart they are? I already knew that. Actually, let me explain. They're always trying to win the conversation. But here's the strange part. The people who truly know their value rarely feel the need to announce it. It's like carrying $1 million in your bank account. Would you walk around showing everyone your balance every day? Probably not, because certainty doesn't need advertising. Insecurity does. There's another psychological reason smart people stay quiet. Every conversation is a negotiation, even when it doesn't look like one. The first person who reveals everything loses leverage. Imagine you're buying a car. If you immediately say, "I absolutely love this car. I'll pay anything," who has the advantage? Not you. The salesperson does. Information is power.
The less you reveal too early, the better decisions you can make later. This principle works in friendships, business, dating, even everyday conversations. Sometimes saying less gives you more options.
Now, here's the habit that quietly separates intelligent people from everyone else. When most people listen, they're not actually listening. They're waiting for their turn to speak. Watch carefully the next time you're talking to someone. You'll notice it. Their eyes change. They stop processing your words. They're mentally writing their next sentence. But people who stay quiet do something different. They become curious. Instead of asking, "What should I say next?" they ask, "What am I missing?" That single question changes everything. Because learning only happens when your mouth is closed. Every person you meet knows something you don't. But if you're always speaking, you'll never hear it. One of the greatest ironies in life is this. People often speak to appear intelligent, yet intelligence grows fastest through listening. And maybe that's why the smartest person in the room often seems invisible at first. They don't compete for attention. They don't rush to impress. They let their actions speak long before their words do. So the next time you're in a conversation, resist the urge to fill every silence. Watch what people do. Notice what they avoid saying. Listen a little longer than feels comfortable. You might discover that silence isn't empty at all. It's full of answers everyone else is too busy talking to hear. Because in a world where everyone wants to be heard, the people who truly change their lives are usually the ones who first learn how to listen.